And we are green.
Woo!
Barrel.
Buddies.
All right, you need to just get in. People have already negatively commented on how we have.
It's the Barrel Buddies. Getting in trouble. Barrel Buddies. Better pour a double. Drinking whiskey and barrel-aged beers. Quality bourbon, you'll find it all here. With the Barrel Buddies. It's time for barrels of fun. Woo!
That you got it down.
Dude,
it's the song.
I love it.
The song.
Patrick Curry,
We just
welcome.
need
welcome.
me Clownvis to do it now. You know, like we said, again and again.
Working on it. I mean, I wonder realistically what he would charge to get that
Good
recorded.
question.
$1,000?
Yeah,
Maybe. I don't know. Well, welcome everybody. Hopefully,
I'm going to say this. The voice of Clownvis Presley is priceless, so.
Clownvis Presley. We have a special guest today.
Well,
My brother.
welcome to the Barrel Buddies.
Yeah. Oh,
Favorite-
wow. We're like jumping right in
We are
now.
jumping way too far ahead. Welcome to the Barrel Buddies, your favorite weekly whiskey, bourbon, and barrel-aged spirit podcast.
I'm James.
I'm Zach.
And I'm BJ. Joining us this week is a very special guest.
Miguel.
Miguel.
Miguel!
He's here with us. Welcome. My brother.
It's
Miguel.
no, it's Dom because
Yeah, Dom.
it's
We're all family.
We're all
family. Jesus. Okay, so couple things. We want to talk a recap of the show. We want to
The show that hasn't happened yet.
the show that hasn't happened yet. I
The
swear
show to
we're on it,
be.
folks.
It's the show to be.
Redbeard, I did post a notification on our feed, so I'm gonna have to look into that. So our apologies, but we have been doing that.
We just need to do we just turn on the camera 30 minutes before and do the behind the scenes setup the 30 minutes?
We could.
That way it just
do
goes
a quick,
on,
hey,
and it's
FYI.
happening, and then people are like, "What's going on?" And it's like we just post the sign, "Be back in 30."
Yeah, we could
Be
do
back.
that.
Be back at 7 p.m.
Yeah. So Miguel is not a huge
I like that.
he's not a big bourbon drinker, right? So today we're going to introduce him to some of the classics and go a little back to basics. So we're going to start with a little Elijah Craig small batch, and we're going to jump right into an Elijah Craig barrel proof. So two of Kentucky's most wonderful bourbons.
And I love that you picked this because we consistently, if you're a watcher of this show, and we hope that you are, and if you're not, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this show with your friends. We constantly talk about Elijah Craig.
All the time.
It's an easy one to go back to, you know, and it's delicious.
Easily
I love it.
accessible. You
Yeah.
can get it anywhere. 7-Eleven has them.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
Yeah.
Very easily accessible, is super easy to get, and very overlooked. A nice high quality bourbon that is very overlooked. But Zach, you made an excellent comment about this particular bottle. This is the smallest bottle of small batch we've ever seen. What's the story with
It's a
this?
375,
So,
right?
shout out to Liquor Lineup, if any of our friends from Liquor Lineup is watching. But last night I made a pretty large purchase over there, picking up some of their Old Elk store picks and some Smoke Wagon Uncut Unfiltered. And they had a raffle going on. It's at the end of the month where they raffle off some Buffalo Trace Antique Collection. So I was a couple bucks away from the next ticket, and I said, hey, throw on one of those small batches for, it was like 10, 15 bucks.
There you go.
And I figured
Well,
small batch is great for
deal.
everything. Patrick out there says mix it with soda. Interesting.
No.
Elijah Craig and soda.
I don't know if I would do that.
Patrick likes to mix Jim Beam with soda, which is great. And Evan and soda, that's also great. But Elijah Craig is so good. Why would you do that?
So you know, we've gone into an Elijah Craig tasting already. You go back, you see our show, but I want to go directly off of the website of what they expect you to get. Obviously, that color is that copper, dark caramel color, and then on the nose, you should be getting vanilla bean, stone fruits, and mint, which I'm surprised.
I don't get mint.
I don't get a little maybe.
I guess I'd have to really hunt for
A little
it.
maybe. So then on the taste, they're saying here that it's oaky with spice, smoke, and nutmeg, which I don't know if I really agree to that either. And then it's going to be a long, sweet, and slightly toasty finish coming in at 94 proof.
Go.
So,
Something
okay.
just happened.
Oh,
And then
Something happened in my pocket.
somebody didn't like you.
pure sweetness, honey, marzipan.
Sorry, good.
I will shut this show down right now.
Right, like that?
He's like, I'm going to turn this show right around.
Now I need one sip of that.
Sorry, Miguel. Get
Everybody out!
Plane, back to Hawaii. Pure sweetness, honey, marzipan, wildflower notes. The sweet drive is nicely backed with drying oak on the pronounced finish.
That's for the small batch?
For small batch.
Small batch,
Small
okay.
batch.
All right,
So-
I'm gonna give another little hint to tasting here
Okay.
that we don't talk enough about, and that's the swirl.
Yeah,
I'm
so
gonna
we
teach you about
we gotta
the
teach. Yeah, we
swirl.
gotta throw some basic facts here, some basics to Miguel. So
Yeah, some back to
become a
basics.
refined bourbon drinker.
All right, so I'm going to teach you about the swirl. So we're drinking out of a glass called a Glencairn. Okay, the Glencairn has a wide base, and it's to give the face of the spirit a nice wide plane here for ethanol to come up and off. So what you're doing is you're allowing everything that we just talked about, that nose and that flavor profile and everything that's coming off of this, the essence of the spirit,
Never fails.
to come up off of this, and then it focuses towards the top where the Glencairn has narrowed, where you put your mouth and your nose, right? So it focuses everything right there. But give this a swirl.
Yeah.
Swirl everything up, add a little oxygen, so that way you move the air, it doesn't sit, and so that when you go to bring this to your nose and your mouth, you're getting that floral, that spicy, that vanilla, heavy vanilla tone there in your nose before you take a sip and enjoy it. So, take
Also
it.
the back and the fork with the nose as well.
Oh yeah, and move it side to side. What's up there, John?
Hashtag Bourbon Cat. Welcome to the show, John.
Don't forget to take a picture of your favorite bourbon cat or dog and hashtag Bourbon Cat
So
at
when-
the Barrel Buds on Instagram.
Anytime we do the show, she always
Jumps up.
jumps
been-
in.
Yeah, she
She's
knows
gone.
what's going on.
Yeah.
It's insane.
She's been gone all afternoon. She's not been around.
Yeah, no, she has not been
Here she
around
is.
all afternoon yet. She knows
What's up,
we
John?
started the show. She'll make an appearance, get some pets, and then she buzzes off.
She says, "See you, bye."
So, yeah, so why don't we talk a little bit about smell? So, BJ talked a little bit about the Glencairn glass, the wide base so you can get those smells, and it concentrates it as it narrows in the glass here. And then that ethanol burn off is basically just the alcohol that's in the spirit. And that is, as you swirl it, you get a bit of evaporations where you get that smell. So now one thing I want you to do with the smell, you take it left to right on your nostrils, okay? So you go, as you're breathing in through your nose, you go left to right, because believe it or not, your nasal passages are different distances to your brain. So you're actually able to smell different flavors and tastes in each one of your nostrils. It's very,
Left brain, right
it's pretty
brain.
wild.
So give that a try.
Left brain, bright rain.
So everybody give that a try.
Bright
Take
rain.
it on your left there, and then go on your right, and can we each like pick out one thing that we find to be unique from the left to the right here?
It's a ton of vanilla bean.
It's a ton of vanilla, but I get more honey. I get that clovered honey on the left,
Wow, clover honey.
right? A clovered wild honey, you know, like that musty honey smell.
You getting the honey?
I get that on the left, where I get a nice, soft, rounded out caramel vanilla sweetness, like that toasty, caramely, melty sugar.
Wow, okay.
I'm just
I get
getting
that
on both sides. I
this
get the
side.
honey,
Yeah.
honey strong for me.
No, it's very honey. Definitely get that honey and vanilla.
And maybe it's the ethanol. Like maybe that's what gives it that clovery honey. Because when I put it together, then I'm like, oh, that's the ethanol. Like I can feel the alcohol.
Well, let's jump in. Let's just take a little
So
sip
on the
here.
left, for me, I'm getting a lot of vanilla bean. Very, very vanilla.
Good, yeah.
Open your mouth when you're sniffing as well.
Come here often.
On the right, yeah, kind of the spice. So vanilla on the left, spice on the right. Mix it all around and
It doesn't do bourbon.
taste muy bien.
Muy bien.
Muy bien.
Good cheers. I got a good cheers for you guys.
Cheers.
Yeah.
So you said not bad. So you've had your first flavor. We talked about this at the live show, you might remember. You get 3 tastes. The first sip to really shock your palate. Your second one to ease into it or bloom the taste in your mouth.
Yep.
And then the third is where everything kind of normalizes. And that's when you can decide whether or not you like what you're drinking or you don't like what you're drinking.
Yeah.
Because you've normalized and settled your palate. That's how you should make your determination of, ooh, I don't like this. Or maybe I like this, I'm interested in going back for more. Or, oh wow, no, I super love this, I'm going to find the reasons why. But that first sip, if you go, ooh, I don't like that. Well, of course you don't. Your system is in shock. You can't decide. It's awful. You have to give it those 3 sips, those 3 tries before you go, yeah, no, this isn't for me. But thank you. Right? That's a respectful thing.
Uncle Punky, cheers.
Uncle Punky.
You know,
Good
Uncle
to see
Punky is here in Southern Nevada still.
That's
nice.
fantastic.
I'm pretty pumped about that.
How long is he here for? Do we know?
Through the weekend.
Oh, well, we
Or
might
to-
need to have
to the weekend.
an outing. Maybe go to a bourbon establishment and whiskey establishment local to Las Vegas.
I think that would be fantastic. Uncle Punky, are you down for that?
Yeah. Have a
Before you
little,
head back
Yeah,
east.
put a thumbs up in the comments. Ding, ding.
Patrick
This is
Curry,
in
are
the
you
chat.
down to chat? Are you
Yeah,
down?
same
Are you down to
Patrick.
chat? Chris Conrad, are you going to join us? Fellow barrel buddies in Southern Nevada, are you also down to join us? Let us know.
So what do you think? So do you jump into this a little bit? Are you on your first, second, third taste already? Or
On my second.
okay.
Still getting used to it.
Yeah, when
Yeah.
it comes to drinking bourbon neat, it takes a little bit to really understand the 3 tastes and really to kind of teach your tongue, teach your palate, how to
What
taste.
I'm going to request of you, Zach, is if you could grab us a few cubes.
Oh, you want
And
to
if
cube
we
it?
could cube it,
We can cube it.
I think would be great.
4 and 5 cubits.
4 and 5 cubits.
I like that we talked about oakiness before.
It's got some oak.
It does have some oak, which I've never truly appreciated before. And when we talk about oakiness, the Biff Tannins definitely comes to town. There's some
Sure
tannins
does.
in this,
Sure does.
but it's soft. It's very soft, and it's just enough to make you think of the barrel. Go take a bite of a piece of oak. I know that sounds so weird. It sounds so weird. Literally, go to like Home Depot and go get a chunk of oak.
No, just lick it in the aisle. You don't have to buy it. Lumber
No,
prices are
no,
very
don't be
expensive.
that guy. I hate the people who lick stuff at the grocery store. Go
Okay,
to Home
that's
Depot.
totally different,
It's
and
the
that's
same.
wrong.
It's the same. It's
No,
the
it's
same as
not,
looking at
because
ice
you're
cream.
not then going to take that item and go home and eat it.
Yeah, you're gonna put it back on the shelf for somebody else to put something beautiful together. Just go get a chunk and bring it home and have like a little tasting chunk.
What are we getting a chunk of?
Oak.
Oak.
A chunk of oak. Oh, just bite into the wood?
Just bite into it.
I'll take 1 cube if you don't mind to toss one in there.
Yeah, of course.
Just bite into some oak.
There we go.
And then
Bit.
Boom.
Yeah, it's not going to
Give it
be
a good
pleasant.
swirl.
I'm going to tell you right now. It's not going to be pleasant.
What was it that we cubed
What
for
is
the
it going to
first
be
time?
pleasant?
Biting into a chunk of oak.
Oh, this is already out. This show's off the rails.
But
We're really out of sync tonight.
hold on, no, this is great because then you're going to know. You're going to be like, that is a weird flavor profile. But when you put it with so many other beautiful things, it's fantastic. Just saying.
How's that cold E. Craig? What was the bourbon that we had that we cubed for the first time? I can't remember what it was, but it had like such an ethanol punch to it that the cube super helped out. I can't remember.
I don't remember. But anyway,
A couple weeks ago.
But yeah, the cube. Yeah, once you cool
Rick
it.
House.
Oh, Rick House. Oh, there you go. That's
It was
right.
Rick House.
Yeah, you cool it down. That
What I-
kills the ethanol.
exactly. What I like to do with kind of rookies that you introduce to bourbon is always ice them their first bourbon. So Miguel's already said he's already a fan. It's ice, tastes better. And to Zach's point about the Rick House, that's another one of those entry bourbons, or sorry, whiskeys that, yeah, you ice it, and I think you're going to get that rookie kind of amateur, in no offensive manner, drinker, that first initiated drinker. It tones down that ethanol. It brings out a little bit more of the oakiness, which I don't like. but it does have like a good caramel kind of burnt sugar sweetness to it, and it's still really tasty.
And it's helping you train your palate too.
Oh yeah, so that's another thing. So you got to remember about your palate. So all your taste buds, it's basically you're learning. Like you don't know what everything tastes like. You have to be told what things taste like, and then your brain remembers it for next time. So what you do is, it's not like you can taste something and be like, oh, that tastes like leather, and you're like, how do I know it tastes like leather? So anyway, oh, you've already cracked open that barrel proof.
Yeah, what does a shoe taste
So we're not doing a rating tonight, folks, just FYI. We've already done ratings on these. We know they're both spectacular.
This is more of a hangout episode.
Chris Conrad wants to know, when is Blanton's review night? We'll let you know. Redbeard, that is awesome. He still has an invitation for us to the Main Street Bourbon Room in Green Bay.
I've never been to Green Bay. Let's go.
Scans.
The problem is that all airplane tickets have gone to the roof. We might have to plan ahead.
Hold on. I've been wanting to do a Barrel Buddies. I wanted to talk about this. Maybe you could put something in the chat, either live or if you go back and watch this later, leave something for us and a comment below. How do people feel about doing some version of a Barrel Buddies a fantasy football contest?
Oh, like a league for Barrel Buddies?
Yeah, and then we win a barrel, you win a bottle of something, or
that'd be fun.
Like, I think this could be fun, and I feel like it has the potential to be kind of interesting through the fall. But Green Bay would be a great place to do a draft.
That's right around the corner, though. That's like August.
It's coming up.
But we could do a league where the buy-in is a bottle of a local. It has to be a local whiskey.
That's a great idea.
And then like top 3 split the bottles. Like.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Let's do.
Blanton's review night coming up. Just to revisit that. We'll see when we get to that.
Now, unpopular opinion. Maybe popular opinion. I don't know. I have continuously found that every single time that we go from a blended bourbon, blended whiskey, a blended spirit,
small batch, right?
Anything called small batch, to its big brother barrel proof equivalent, I always like it better. Always. And I always typically find that if it has a barrel proof equivalent, with one exception, that I like it better without putting a cube in it or even cutting it, because it makes it acrid to me. I even find it easier to drink. A perfect case in point is Smoke Wagon Uncut Unfiltered.
Oh, yeah.
I think drinks way smoother, way easier than their straight bourbon whiskey. And I think if you add ice or water to straight bourbon whiskey, that it is harder to drink, personally. What do you guys think about that? What's your take on that? As we prepare young Miguel.
I would definitely agree, especially with Elijah Craig, because a lot of the flavors from the small batch are represented in the barrel proof. It's just like a meatier, what do you call it? Higher alcohol content version of the small batch.
It's a meteor. It's shooting through the sky.
Meteor.
Oh, it's a meteor man's whiskey.
All right, so why don't we talk a little bit about barrel proof for those that don't know
Elijah Craig.
What we're working with. So this is the Big Brother.
Look at the color.
Big Brother small batch.
Darker.
Yeah.
This is coming straight out of the barrel.
Woo.
Yeah, no mix.
No blending.
And it's a 12-year.
What's the, which one is this? Is this B520? Which one
B521.
This is
so
this
is
year.
from this year. This is from this year.
Wow.
So this barrel proof, just to put it into perspective, we're looking at, this is 122 proof, 61.1% alcohol. Oh, my apologies. This is B519, my favorite.
It's
actually.
the best one. This is from like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
3 years
so
ago.
It smells way better.
Yeah.
Like
So that's good. Look at that. We already like more compliments on the smell. What's the proof on small batch? Is it a 40?
It should be 45.
94 proof, 47%.
Oh, my apologies. Yeah, the proof and ABV. So okay. So we have a big increase, big bump up.
Yeah.
It's strong.
So going off of their website here to give you guys a little bit of a barrel proof, what they say, the nose will knock you off your feet. Lots of rye, barrel, heath bar, and leather. The palate is ridiculously viscous, thick, with cinnamon candies, rye barrel, roasted vanilla bean, and chocolate.
I was
Wow.
getting the sweet. I was thinking caramel.
Yeah.
Milk chocolate and English toffee
So
are big nose presents here.
Yep, you should smell. It's going to be caramel with toasted oak, fruit notes of apple and orange. It will taste of rich vanilla, caramel and butterscotch, along with spices of black pepper and cinnamon at the back of the palate. And then the finish is going to be a layered, full flavor, fading slowly and lingering as it cools. Oh, yeah.
If you've watched previous shows where we have drank Elijah Craig, I believe that this is 519.
Yeah.
This is the one we have called Autumn in a Bottle. We've
Yeah.
called this Fall in a Bottle. This has been super spicy in a good way, like mulling spices, that apple that they talk about, very present, like fall time. So, cheers.
And then also
Cheers.
with the barrel proof, those sweet flavors really come out a lot more than with the small batch.
Oh,
Both
chocolate.
are amazing, but
That's a shocker.
The barrel proof, it really just
That
comes out.
hits.
But the chocolate's so pronounced on the nose.
And that chocolate translates right over to the flavor.
Oh yeah,
I get that dark chocolate.
and it coats your tongue just like, and it stays. It doesn't
It's
go away.
thick. Zach said earlier, meaty. It's got that just meaty, viscous.
Yeah,
Man,
I
this
could
is
drink
so
all-
good,
I
you
could drink
guys,
this
like,
all day. I love it.
Again, this only comes out a few times a year. Very limited quantities. However, it is very attainable. Elijah Craig, they've done an expansion to their warehouses over the past few years. You've seen more and more barrel proof becoming available. Go find it. I picked these bottles up around the $70 to $90 price point. I think
price.
that's a fair price if
Totally,
you can find
totally
it.
worth it.
If you're in a small city and it's for $100, grab it. Anything over $100 and it's a little wishy-washy.
I want to hear what young Miguel here has to say.
Yes.
Because a lot of our viewers, as we learned at our most recent event, they're very new to this, and that's why you guys are following and watching, and we really appreciate you for that. So let's hear from a shared perspective.
So when I first drank it, it was I was expecting it to be like way more stronger, like when you take like a shot of tequila, and I was like, it's actually not that bad. But with the increase of alcohol percentage on it, I was like, it's not like a harsh hitter.
Right.
And I actually did get through like the caramel. I got a little bit of chocolate taste on it too.
That's awesome.
That's
Hell yeah,
good.
I'm sorry, I kind of actually do like it.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Do you think it's easier to drink than the small batch, or the same? A little? Do you feel a little more of the Kentucky hug? I just got a little bit of a Kentucky hug. It
Well,
was
now you
delayed.
got to explain what a Kentucky hug
Delayed.
is.
That burn in the chest, the burn,
The heat.
the heat,
You feel it in your chest.
where you're warming up a little bit.
I haven't got none of that yet, but
Okay.
it was definitely easier to drink. I think I like that better than.
See, we all said this.
Yep.
Now I wonder why that is.
I don't
Do you
know.
think that just the age has mellowed the ethanol to where it's a bit more approachable?
I think
that's-
Could be.
I think that's part of it too, because I've had barrel proof before, but not the one that you have. I think it was a C class,
Yeah.
and it didn't have the depth, and it didn't have
C20 was not as good.
yeah,
It wasn't.
It
I
didn't
thought
have what this
C20
has.
C520 was really bad in my opinion.
It was not good. And there was a lot of people who liked it. If you're one of the people who liked it, I know Patrick really liked C520. There's nothing wrong with that. Everybody's, it's kind of like wine, you start getting really picky and you're like, oh, C520. Ooh, that Rick House. Just 519. 519 was just so good. And 521 I thought was really good too. It's different. It's good, but it's good different.
It's good different.
This is still to
So,
me the best.
Butterscotch
Yeah.
candy. In a
Yeah, and
freaking
just
glass.
to, and this is, not only for Miguel, but for our viewers out there, you guys got to remember that bourbon and whiskey is very seasonal, right? And it depends on the weather. It depends on, this was aged 12 years ago, but it was pulled from those barrels at a point where a few summers could have been a lot more warmer than usual. So with that case, that liquid was moving, the barrel Lamaze as we call it. That respiration
Hot and
is
cool.
going a lot quicker in and out of those barrels, so it's pulling more flavor out of those burnt barrels, right? Or it could have been a very mild couple years where there wasn't a lot of not a lot of high temperatures. There wasn't a lot of movement of the liquid inside the barrels, and you would have gotten a more mellower, a more light, version. Not as oaky because that liquid's not going in and out of that barrel, as much. And you're getting all these wonderful variations where, just like wine, you're very dependent on the harvest and how the weather was that year and the rainfall. And just like barrels, you sit in a warehouse and they're in different locations. So you have these giant warehouses where it's just rows and rows of barrels. And if a barrel was at the top of the warehouse, it gets a bit more heat during the summer and it's cooler during the winter. Or if you get one barrel that's maybe like right in the middle of the warehouse where it's like very mild, very mellow, and doesn't fluctuate too much year round, tastes totally different. So that's what's great about bourbon and whiskey, is that you're always getting these variations in taste and flavor. And once you get to our point of just, chronic drinkers will say, is that you start to notice these little deviations.
It's the nicest way of calling us an alcoholic.
Alcoholics,
Never
right?
happened.
Alcoholics.
Thanks.
So you just iced it. I'm very curious as to, after you've iced it, what you think.
Still getting the tasting.
We'll give you a minute. Go do 3 tastes. We always say do the 3 tastes before you judge.
I'm going to give you a hot take.
Hot take.
I would put B519 up against Blanton's any day.
Hands down, agreed. What about straight from the barrel? Do we need to pull it down and compare it?
That'd be interesting. I think it'd knock his socks off.
It blows me.
I can tell you right now, straight from the barrel blows that out of the water.
You sure about that?
Yeah.
Should we try it?
This is Blanton straight out of the barrel.
Yeah, Blanton's straight out of the barrel. Blanton's gold.
And then Chris Conrad, you're going to get your Blantons tonight then if we break it out.
He's asking that because he wants to come here for Blantons.
Oh, he wants to do the Blantons.
He wants to be present for that.
So what I'd like to do is do the whole gamut of Blantons. So we can do the run-of-the-mill Blantons, we can do the straight from the barrel, the gold label, the green label, and the black label. Hey, just really quick, in the chat, our guest from the Pappy tasting, Deanna.
Hey, Deanna!
Is joining us, and she says, "Hey, my faves, I had such a great time in Vegas. Meeting you and Greg was beyond exciting. Thank you so much." So,
hey,
Deanna, thank you for joining us, and thank you for joining us for the tasting live. That was such a good time.
Here's my favorite part.
Yes.
I said, "Deanna, where are you from?" She says, "I'm from Michigan." And I was like, "Oh, I'm going to do a thing I learned about people from Michigan."
Oh.
"Where are you from?" "From Michigan."
Oh, and I'm sure she had no idea.
And she was like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, Michigan. And she told me, I'm sorry, Deanna, you told me what city you were from in Michigan. And I was like, cool, I don't know where that's at. Where is it at on the mitt? And you were like, it's not on the mitt?
Yeah.
So then I was like, wait, is it on this part? Like a total imbecile. I'm sorry.
Where did you get your Michigan information? Just curious.
Not from a Michigander.
Yeah,
not from the right place.
So for those that don't know, me and Miguel's stomping ground growing up is Toledo, Ohio, which is basically what I would call a suburb of Detroit. And yeah, we know all about Michigan. So
Could you call it a suburb of Dearborn? Is that better?
no, Dearborn's a little bit. Well, yeah. I mean, yeah.
It's better.
It's better.
Jimmy's
okay.
like, yeah, Toledo's basically 9 Mile Road.
Well, depends on where in Toledo.
I'm sorry, I'm going to stop making Midwestern jokes.
No, please go
Well, see,
ahead.
these guys would know. I mean, we're from Nevada.
Yeah, that's true. Deanna, thanks again. Deanna,
Yes.
for those of you who don't know, Deanna was our
Deanna.
special winner for our live show that we did at the 4th of July's Barrel Buddies 4th of July Bash, which we are still in the process of rendering those videos and going to make that video available, where we drank a old Rip Van Winkle 10-year.
And she got to be our guest on the review.
And try it. Deanna, what'd you think? Tell us in the chat.
Yeah, tell us what you thought of that. So just letting you guys know, we had some technical challenges. Their Wi-Fi at the venue was not that good, so I had to resort to recording everything. So I have a ton of small clips that I'm in the process of rendering right now, stitching them all together, and I will be posting a show within the next 24 hours.
I'm gonna give you a little bit I don't know if you're gonna like that.
From
Yeah.
the GoPro?
I'm just being honest.
From our new GoPro that we've
Thank you.
acquired
Yeah.
finally. And I will be stitching those videos, posting an awesome recap of the show, the old Rip Van Winkle review, and just general antics from the 4th of July party. So if you're here joining us and you were at the 4th of July party, let us know, put some comments in the chat, let us know what you liked, what you didn't like. We're always improving. We already are talking about our next show. So in a couple months,
Never upstage
you guys need to just focus here. What are you doing over there? I will shut this show
They're
down.
flirting right now. You gotta
I guess. I remember when I had my first bourbon.
Yeah, two bourbons in. It's like,
Hey.
2 bourbons in, and it's getting a little wild here.
Don't be jealous of what we've got going on over here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's bromance.
don't worry, I got it.
We got
I
a,
got some.
we got a cat. We got a cat over here is all we're gonna say.
Wow.
At least it's a female.
Can we talk
Okay.
real quick? Favorite parts of the 4th of July? We were all 4 there. Favorite parts of the 4th of July bash, real quick?
Oh man, it was so good. I mean, I don't really have a favorite because I was walking around mingling and just meeting everybody. That's what I'm gonna say was a favorite.
That was
Just
a lot of
meeting
fun.
everybody. Like there was people from all over the world, which blew my mind. People came out from everywhere: Australia, Ecuador, England,
Yeah.
United States, Canada, all over the U.S.
Fact.
Blown away by the people that were there.
Thank
Oh,
you.
thank you.
Yes,
and
thank you,
and
thank
here's
you.
the thing. It was so planned last minute. I think we gave everyone a month's notice, but we made it happen. We had about 200 people show up. It gives me so much. I'm so excited for what we can do once we plan something, like really, really plan it.
Plus, we
You
got
know
the
what I mean?
venue.
Like-
Oh,
You know?
speaking of,
Yeah.
I mean, we had people from all over. Some favorite people that were big standouts. Bam Bam, you know who you are, and Jeff and Donna
Okay, there
were
we go.
real big standouts for me personally, and Roger. Roger, you know who you are if you're tuning in.
Thank you, Roger.
Roger.
Oh, Roger! I remember Roger.
Really
Yes.
quick, Deanna says Kentucky Hug. Really enjoyed the second tasting. And then can't wait to see you guys next year if it's an annual event. Well,
Oh.
yeah.
Did you not hear? So if you were watching Mannarino on Monday, he said 2 things. He said first he went, I'm groggy. It was the first time.
Yeah,
It was,
because we kept him out very late on Sunday.
It was the first time he hung out with
Yeah.
us that he's always like, no, I'm going to be there. And every morning he hangs out with the Barrel Buddies.
Yeah.
Afterwards, he's always like, I'm ready to go, and he never lets it affect him. But on this one, he was like, oh, I'm groggy. But then he said, this was so amazing, I'm going to make it an annual event. And I said, I can't wait. The Barrel Buddies will be
Yeah.
always with you, man.
Yeah, we'll always be there with Greg. Hey, really quick, Ryan Sweeney says, stopping by to say thanks for the party. His winnings made it home safely through the TSA.
Nice.
And
Very
Toledo
nice.
represent, he visits friends there every year. So
Toledo walleye.
Congratulations on those
Ryan,
winnings.
what did you
Congrats.
win? You gotta let us know in the chat if you're still around. Let us know.
There's
So
a
we
couple
can
of
let you
double
know.
winners last
Couple
Oh,
of
we had
double
some
winners.
double winners.
Yeah, I was like, wow.
It was a little, personally, it was a little heartbreaking to see some of those bottles go because I'm a tater at heart. But, you know, it was good. I got to unload a little bit of the collection.
No taters.
No taters, no taters.
Tater Lewandowski.
So what we call
That's
taters
fun.
are people that collect bourbon and don't ever open the bottles.
Yeah.
It's called a tater.
Yeah, you buy the bottle with no intention to ever drink it.
Yeah, and personally, I think whiskey and bourbon should be shared with friends and family. I think it brings people together, and it's something that you can, like, you know, even if it's someone that's like, you know, they're a drinker, but they're not social. Once you sit them down with a whiskey or bourbon, it's a perfect, like, conversation starter. Like, you can crack it open, sit there together, and just talk what you're drinking about. You don't have to talk about anything else. Just talk about what you're drinking, and that's the great thing about it. It's meant to be shared with friends and family. You go to these distilleries and you watch, you know, some of the distillery shows. They have some great documentaries on Netflix. That's what they always talk about. The guys that make this, they're like, we've been doing it for 100 years because it brings people together, and it's just a great beverage, and that's what it's all about. So, fact.
Miguel, Miggy, what was your favorite? What was your favorite?
See, I hit right on the spot. Was meeting people. To let you guys know, I serve. I just coming up on my 4 years. I'm the in the Marine Corps. And
Marine Corps. There we go.
Happy
Look at
4th of
that.
July. Hooah!
I was like,
I don't know that you can do that.
I'm not a
You're
Marine,
not
so I'm not
in
technically
service.
allowed to do that.
He's like, it's
Well,
okay.
me
You get a
people-
pass.
meeting people there. I ran into 3 guys that served.
Wow,
yeah,
really?
in the Marine Corps. I said like that was mostly my conversation with those guys, and like we just hit it off right there. Like all 3 dudes, like each one came up because like, you didn't make an announcement. He's like he's on leave, and like they ran over and bought tickets. It's like I could support your brother, and I was like, yeah.
That's great.
It's a bourbon. I know you like to drink. That's one thing I know about.
All
Marines.
about supporting. We're all about supporting the brotherhood around here.
And I was gonna say, Miggy, you worked that freaking raffle.
Oh yeah, you
better
were a
than
huge help.
anyone that I could think of.
Yeah.
Shelly, you're never door. You're never late. You made it. We're still live, so welcome.
We're here.
Yeah,
We're
you're
here.
never late.
Yeah.
Zach, what was your favorite moment?
Again, I'm gonna kind of go along with you guys. Just meeting everyone,
Yeah,
walking around, talking to random people.
It's great.
You know, and just
so much fun.
hearing some fun stories, some strange stories, some.
Hey, really
big
quick.
stories. But it was a great time. I enjoyed
Shout out to our acts, okay? Rico killed it. Great DJ.
Oh,
Rico.
Rico
Thank you
Suave.
so much, Rico.
it. Rico,
Killed
thank
it.
you.
Keon the one.
Creaky on the
one.
Crypto Kid.
That so surprising. Your show towards the tail end there of the
Really
night.
good.
It woke everybody up. It was a great show.
Hell
Great
yeah.
job, brother. And then Crystal, you blew everybody's
The
mind.
magician.
Walking around.
Yeah.
People were losing it. People were like, they had no idea
Yeah, too good.
how you do what you do. So, and that's great. That was awesome. So again, thank you very much. And again, we hope to have you all back for the next show and more.
There we go.
So be on the lookout.
2022.
2022 or in the next couple months, who knows what we'll have going. So it'll be great.
Fact.
Hey, so Ryan answered your. So he had. Oh, so he won the Buffalo Trace handle, the store pick.
Great.
And he got the Vegas Old Scout text me at 69696.
Oh, that's the one I wanted.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
Ryan, I thought Ryan was the double winner. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
Listen, let us know how that Old Scout is. I really, really
good.
wanted to taste that bottle.
Yeah,
So,
very good stuff. And that was my only one.
I know.
It was I actually had to trade for that. It's in another whiskey group that, surprisingly, a whiskey group not in Vegas created a Vegas label. And I was like, okay, but
Weird.
I want one.
Yeah.
So I traded for it, got one. Shout out to my guy that I traded with. I'm not going to name him because
You gotta keep your friends
friends
close and your whiskey traders close.
keep those guys on the DL. So Ed
All right.
says the 4th was epic. He won the Angel Envy and loved meeting us.
That's
So-
right.
Oh, the
Yay.
Angel Envy.
That
Ed.
one looked sick. I was like, the packaging on it just like tells me.
No,
That's
Ed.
good.
Ed and I talked afterwards. Ed, I remember talking to you afterwards. Ed wants to get together and do a little share and do a little tasting. So next time you're in Vegas, hit us up, Ed. We'd love to have you on the show.
Sure.
We'd love to do a little tasting. He said that he had a bottle for Greg. We can set something up.
Yeah.
But we would love to get together
And
with
get
you, Ed.
Greg there with us.
Yeah,
So-
we'll make sure that happens, that exchange happens, and you get a chance to sample some whiskey with us. That would be great. So congratulations on that Angel's Envy, man.
Congrats.
Enjoy it. That's a beautiful bottle.
Beautiful box. The presentation
Oh,
that
yeah.
comes in.
Once a
that
year.
just,
Once a year they do that box, right?
Yeah. On that note, yeah, let us know. We can always, if you're in Vegas, we can always meet up and do a little share with you. If you're here on the
Yeah.
weekends, a little hotel share, a bar share. We know people at bars that we can meet up at and do a share.
Fact.
Always willing to bring bottles. We love local bottles. So wherever you're from in the country, in the world, if you come out to Vegas, bring a bottle of just random whiskey from
Stuff you can't
your
get here,
hometown.
you know?
We love stuff we can't get in Vegas. So just bring it. And we're not talking, don't get some high-end crazy stuff. Just
No.
get some little niche like
Get a craft
you know,
thing.
Joe Schmo distillery craft
coming back.
brew. We love those. Brew
Are you moving
beers,
back?
whiskeys, bourbons. All right. You all right?
Thistlefinch.
Speaking of, yeah, I've got some Thistlefinch in the car, but I got bad news on that. But we'll talk about that.
We'll talk about that later.
Oh, no.
All right, so
speaking of-
let's go real quick back into barrel proof.
Right back. No, not
Sir.
barrel proof. I have poured you all
Oh,
Something different.
because James was he woke the dragon in me.
Rage
Woke
from
the
the
dragon.
He
bottom.
woke the
here's
dragon
what
in
we
me
just poured.
because I love I love Blanton straight from the barrel.
I don't think I've ever had
This is the
How have you
imported.
never had this?
I've had regular Blantons. I've had Blanton's Gold, not Blanton's straight from the barrel.
All I'm going to tell you is this. Have you ever had the candy hot tamales? The
Yes.
cinnamon candy?
Yeah.
This is liquid hot tamales candy.
What is the what's the ABV on it? Just curious.
This is hot. This is one hot mother.
Okay,
So first of all, this
that's
is from my wonderful friend Benoit in France. So shout out to Benoit.
Thank you,
if you're out
Benoit.
Bonjour, mes amis
there.
Benoit.
And he gives me some incredible deals on some
Merci beaucoup.
some beverages that only make it out there, and he ships them back to the U.S. But here's the thing:
Right.
I can't order them during the summer because corks pop,
Corks pop.
and you don't want the whiskey transporting in 200 degrees FedEx trucks.
Nope.
Right.
So I have to order them during the fall and winter. But this was, if you look on there, February 21st, 2020, from barrel number 129, Warehouse H, coming in at 135.6 proof. This
Man,
is a
man.
whopping 67.8%. I think this is the hottest whiskey, or sorry, the hottest bourbon that we have in the entire collection.
It's delightful. It's so good. I mean, it's nothing but liquid cinnamon, all in your face, and then it just blends away to beautiful caramel vanilla sweet goodness.
When did you originally open this up? Just curious.
So we opened this up, if you guys remember, at the good old F House,
We did.
Ah, okay.
which
okay.
would probably mean over a year ago.
Yeah.
So you think
this is
you
so
think
good.
some of that ethanol may have dissipated?
No, no, no.
Really?
There's
No,
no
it's been
ethanol
solid.
dissipation.
No. If it's
I mean-
corked, it's just like a wine. You're not getting a lot of evaporation.
I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to have heartburn. I almost feel like I have heartburn right now.
God,
Okay.
just
Yeah, we're not
just
from, like-
smelling this, I already
It's
know
like
what's coming.
like
here.
normal, like a regular run of the mill Blanton's.
I
is,
hear those
it's
numbers
kinda
and
like-
I'm like,
yeah, Blanton's usually has like a bubblegum taste to
Tasted
it.
it, yeah.
no, not yet.
This is
Cheers. There we
bubblegum
go.
bubblegum with cinnamon and it's hot
This is
tamales.
big red.
It's
baby.
hot tamales, yeah.
This is Gigante red. Gigante Rojo.
You got that wrong?
Oh, oh.
Yeah. How you feeling?
It's not playing around.
Yeah, that makes your eyes water.
Still tastes great though.
It's a hot tamale. It's a those red little cinnamon candies you get at the movie theater. This is it.
Regular Blanton's, bubblegum.
And on that note,
hot tamale.
I think it's time to bid you all adieu. There's no reason.
Ooh, hold
for
on,
us
really
to-
quick. Redbeard has a A120 that's 68% and Elijah
Whoa.
Craig barrel proof.
Green Bay. So
Wow.
we need to go Green Bay.
So that means we need
Going
to
to
go to
Green
Green Bay.
Hang out with Redbeard.
Going to
Hang
Redbeard.
out with Redbeard.
Oh my God, we're going to Green Bay.
This is awesome.
Wow. Why don't we talk about this really quick? Like, let me pull up.
I think we've talked enough about it. It's hot.
I really so yeah. I said what I said before. I stuck my nose in it, and yeah, this is like freaking ethanol up the yin yang. I mean, like even if you like give it a swirl, it's still in there.
I think this will make you go blind.
but it tastes amazing.
So just to explain, so Miguel, just to give you an idea of what straight from the barrel means. So most bourbons are a blend of a bunch of different barrels because a barrel is about 200 bottles. So what these distilleries do is they have thousands of barrels, and what a master distiller and a master taster does is they walk around and they're like, pull barrels from here, here, and here, put it all in a big vat. We're gonna blend it up, and we're gonna taste it, and then we're gonna see if it tastes like, you know, what we think Blanton's should taste like. Okay. Then they do one of two things. They either proof it down, which means they basically just add water. They proof it down, which means they bring it down to 90 proof, because the normal population just wants like Blanton's.
yeah, they want
Blanton's.
straight. They want Blanton's. One Blanton's should taste like the next.
Exactly, and that's just a hodgepodge of a bunch of different barrels. But next level, they walk around and they go take the barrel from here and here because they know these distillers.
Hold on. I'm gonna save you an explanation. Go follow the Smoke Wagon Instagram and watch the videos that Aaron puts out, and you can watch exactly what he does and how he does it.
Yeah, I mean, I would add a little bit more detail to that. He's getting Midwestern grain product of all different years, and he's blending it here in Vegas and putting it in barrels, and he has a great explanation of how it's
effectively what
done.
it is.
But I don't know if you could really compare Smoke Wagon in any regard to Blanton straight from the barrel.
Oh,
personally.
it's not. No, I mean it's not. It's not. But it's the process.
It is. No, absolutely. No, 100%
It's
the process. Anyway, what they do, they get one barrel, and they do not water it down. And it doesn't matter. All these barrels vary, like I said earlier. Seasonal, where it's located in the warehouse, gives it the alcohol percentage, and it is what it is. And this came out at a whopping, 67.8% alcohol.
It's strong.
And yeah, so really
That's
quick,
part of the family.
just going off of the tasty
Thanks,
notes.
Dom.
Thanks, Dom. Thanks, Dom.
That makes me just want to go family.
General tasty notes straight from the barrel off the Buffalo Trace website. Dark chocolate, caramel with earthy undertones of walnut and hazelnut on the nose. The palate delivers warm vanilla, oak, toasted nuts, and a rich spiciness with hints of butterscotch and or honey. The high alcohol by volume is intense and powerful, yet inviting, unfiltered, uncut, unbelievable.
And it's hard to get into all of those flavors with the just the heat of this.
I'm gonna say no nuts. It just takes nuts to drink it.
Yeah.
You got a Semper Fi out here from Ed Hatcher, so I don't know if you chatted with him. But there you go.
I don't know my name, but
Again, Redbeard, please do hit the like, subscribe. I think we're gonna wrap up the show, guys. That we had a great show tonight.
Share it.
Hell yeah!
Share the show.
Yeah,
Sure, and James is he's got the
it's a long one tonight.
We went long.
yeah the
About
YouTube
45 minutes.
Yeah, you have the YouTube clip.
Yes, I will be posting all the clips. I've done some editing, all that good stuff. We're gonna be posting videos from the
Edited
show.
in post.
I know, and I even talk about that I cut it actually because I was a little buzzed. I was like, we edit it in post. Wait a minute, I'll never edit it in post, but we actually did. So, yep, great. So,
Oh, we also have a playlist too. Get on the playlist.
yes, again,
So
we're not
everybody's back to
monetized.
back to back to back.
Everything we do is out of our own pocket. We have not received any money. Thankfully, our raffle monies were able to go towards the bottles that were brought to the event and towards the event itself. So we appreciate that. Not only that, but Greg Mannarino put the lion's share.
Thank
of
you,
the-
Greg Mannarino.
So-
I was just gonna say
yeah.
a special thank you to the Robin Hood of Wall Street,
the
Greg Mannarino.
one and only, who really helps
Because
us out
There's a
immensely.
man who took
The man.
care of the business
Yeah.
this weekend.
Yeah, Greg
Thank you,
Mannarino.
Mr. Greg.
Thank you. He helps us out a lot. I know a lot of you are lions or lionesses and follow him. Greg is the man, literally, and supports us. We appreciate him, and we'll have him on the show soon.
Hell
He already
yeah.
said he's like, I want
Once
to
a
come on the
month?
show. No, he said he wants to come on the show way more than once a month.
Awesome.
So,
Dude, even better, even better.
yeah,
even
it's
better.
great. So,
All right.
all
With
right,
that-
everyone. With that, I'm James,
I'm Zach.
And I'm BJ.
and
this-
and
here we go.
and
go.
Bourbon Cat Jamba, who has been here all show.
Wow,
hanging
just
out.
chilling.
Hung out
Look
the
at
whole
that. She
time.
hung out the whole show.
How funny.
Guys, you gotta. Jamba pretty much sleeps. She's 18 years old. She sleeps about 18 hours a day, and when we start the show, she always comes down. And
Yeah, it just wanders over.
always
It's funny.
wanders over. She knows that it's showtime, and she loves being on camera.
Heck yeah.
Thank you. Thanks for being here tonight.
Yeah,
man.
thanks
Thank
for
you,
being
thank
here,
you.
taking time out of
Thank you
your
guys. Thank you.
world to come hang out with the Barrel Buddies. It's appreciated, and thanks everybody. Have a great night.
Have a good night.